10 minutes to the top of the hour, the North Gauteng High Court has ordered former Eskom Group Chief Executive Officer Brian Molefes to pay back 11 million rand of the 30 million rand pension payout he received after taking early retirement in 2016 within 10 days. The ruling comes after trade union Solidarity approached the High Court. Molefe was also ordered to pay the costs. That's the legal fees, obviously. To talk more on the issue, we are joined in the I think it's the Pretoria studios by Anton van Bale, the head of Centre for Fair Labour at Solidarity. Anton, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's go back to where the beginning on why Brian Molefe's reinstatement as Eskom's GCEO and his pension payment was unlawful. Why?
Well, first and foremost, the pension payout, Mr. Molefe was not eligible for a pension due to the fact that he was a temporary employee. He was not a permanent employee, so only permanent employees is eligible for pension payouts. He was never a permanent employee, although he stated in a meeting at Eskom that he was a permanent employee. We say he misrepresented facts, and we will pursue him in a criminal court for fraudulent misrepresentations.
Yeah. Now, more than 10 million rand was actually paid out to Molefe, and that was in 2016 when he left the power utility after the then public protector Thuli Madonsela implicated him in these suspicious dealings between Eskom and the Gupta family. How do you think this ruling will impact the State of Capture Commission?
It lays a basis for actions that will follow. It also vindicates the public protector in a specific report. It shows that, yes, there is certain relationships between Mr. Molefe and other individuals, and yes, it vindicates the public protector. It shows that the monies paid was illegal, and so.
Yeah. Now, if we sort of look what happened last year, Molefe took Eskom to the Labour Court to fight against his dismissal. What will happen should his case be successful?
I don't foresee that his case will be successful. The court has specifically yesterday stated that Mr. Molefe's reinstatement was unlawful. So I don't foresee that he will succeed with the matter in the Labour Court. I don't know what the judge how she or he will deal with the matter, seen in light of the fact that yesterday the judge clearly stated that his reinstatement was unlawful. So at the end of the day, I see the matter as being dealt with. It has been finalised, and Mr. Molefe's reinstatement was unlawful. Yeah.
I mean, we also saw Public Enterprises Minister Lynn Brown filing explanatory affidavits last year, but didn't actually challenge the relief sought by the applicants. Does the minister also have a case to answer?
We say most certainly she does have a case to answer. She ought to have known about the transaction that took place. She ought to have known the dealings that happens at Eskom. Just to say that she wasn't privy to the information and she didn't have the information is not a good explanation. We want her as the ultimate say, the person that has the ultimate say in these types of matters, to look into these dealings, to deal with Eskom, and to see that taxpayers' money is spent wisely.
Yeah. Will you be laying some criminal charges against all of those involved in making this payout?
Yes, we will most certainly do. We intend to lay a charge against Mr. Molefe at the Hawks within the next 2 weeks. We also say that the Eskom Pension Fund and the trustees ought to have known about these dealings. They ought to have known that Mr. Molefe was never a permanent employee and that he misrepresented certain facts. So we say we are also going to ask that an investigation be held against the Eskom Pension Fund and its trustees.
Yeah. Just very quick questions. You're planning to make representations to the NPA within 2 weeks on the grounds of a criminal prosecution of Molefe. Are you hopeful on this one?
Most certainly we are. There was a meeting early in 2016 when Mr. Molefe, in a meeting at Eskom, stated to all the Eskom board members that he was a permanent employee. That was accepted by the Eskom board members, although they knew he was not a permanent employee. So we say that certain misrepresentation took place. It was accepted without any query by the board, and therefore we say the payment was based on a misrepresentation, and we say that this is fraudulent actions that took place.
All right, just again, sorry, I know I'm being asked to wrap, but there's just so much to squeeze in. He's got 10 days, Molefe has got 10 days to pay back this money. Do you think there's an appeal coming your way?
His lawyer stated to the media yesterday that he thought the bench, the judge and the court bench was quite a strong bench. So we don't that they, to a certain extent, accept the ruling, although Mr. Molefe is disappointed with the ruling. We say there's, in these types of matters, there's no merit to proceed on appeal. If they intend to proceed on appeal, they will yet again waste taxpayers' money. So there's no possible merits in an appeal, and we don't foresee that they will proceed with the appeal.
I suppose a lot of people are asking the question, it was a 30 million rand pension payout that he received after taking that early retirement. He's only been asked to pay back 11 million. Can you explain that to us?
Yes, although the amount granted to him was 30 million, there was a lump sum payout of between 10 and 11 million. So he only received about, let's say, 11 million of that 30 million. I think the rest, 20 million, was paid in a trust account for him, but he didn't receive that specific amount. He only received 11 million, and therefore he must pay that back to the Eskom pension fund.
Okay, so the other money is, obviously, it was never ever paid to him, so that's something that's not, it's not being sought after. Are you feeling a lot more confident now with everything that we are seeing, with the Eskom Commission of Inquiry taking place, with the terms of reference to the State of Capture report? Are you feeling that there's now finally some action being taken? However, we're still waiting to see accountability, aren't we? I mean, still nobody really taking the fall for anything right now.
Yes, I think the taxpayer has said enough is enough. We have seen that in the SABC matter, Mr. Flurry mentioning 2 years ago, that he was also, due to his unlawful actions, he was also taken out of his position. We see this at Eskom at this point in time. So we are hopeful, we are quite confident, and we are quite glad about the portfolio committee looking at these types of matters. So it seems that changes are happening.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very, very much for talking to us on the programme. Anton van Baerle is the head for the Centre for Fair Labour at Solidarity, talking to us about that result from the North Gauteng High Court yesterday, that Brian Molefes is to pay back 11 million rand that he received after taking early retirement in 2016. That must be done in 10 days.